Ladies and gentlemen, there are certain jobs available to the public that I simply would never do. And it's not because they are not financially worth it. I feel like the risks far outweigh any financial benefit that could be given to me. The subject of today's video demonstrates why I will never do underwater welding. What movie am I talking about? Well, let's talk about it. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a movie review. It feels like I haven't done one of these in forever. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about The Last Breath, starring Woody Harrelson in a true story, which after watching the movie, it doesn't really seem like they added a whole bunch of Hollywood fluff to it. I'm going to tell you what I was expecting as opposed to what I got. What I was expecting was this long, drawn out movie about a group of underwater welders and their family and wives, and we were going to get a lot of crying scenes, and we were going to be sitting through this 2 hour extravaganza with a pretty good rescue scene to kind of cap everything off and a nice little happy ending. But what we got was something a lot better than that. I mean, miles better than that. First of all, the runtime of this movie, hour and like 33 minutes. Mwah, fantastic. Thank you for not making this a 2.5 hour movie. It definitely would have taken away from the pacing of this movie, but what we got was a very quick to the point movie that didn't spend a lot of time telling us things we didn't need to know about the story. Nothing that happened in this movie was drawn out and long. They gave you enough of the characters to feel somewhat connected to them, especially if you don't actually know the true story, which I didn't. You don't know who's going to end up in danger. You may assume that it may be Woody Harrelson because he is the elder statesman of the crew. So you would think something would happen to him, but this was a good movie. This was a good, solid, quick movie. Didn't overstay its welcome. The tone of the movie, once they get near their job site, becomes very ominous. You can see that the welders take this very seriously because from what I saw online, this profession has about a 15% mortality rate, which is a lot. It's very high for um, a job, a career path that doesn't have a lot of people in it. This movie's pacing was very good. We got to the crux of the movie, the actual situation that happens that causes them to have to rescue someone from the bottom of the ocean. What happens is the boat loses power. They are in kind of rough waters because if you've ever seen like The Deadliest Catch, it seems like the further you go out, the more volatile everything becomes, which is another thing I would never do. That commercial fisherman thing, I'll pass. I'm good on that. I'll just go to the grocery store. But this film, they're in choppy waters. Things are rocking back and forth, and the boat begins to drift away from the person that's been left behind, and the crew has to come together and figure out how to not only power up the boat but to get back and save this person before they run out of oxygen. Which, sorry for the spoiler, he runs out of oxygen. The story is remarkable. The story is insane. I highly recommend this movie. It's not going to take long. It's definitely not a boring watch. It moves along very well. I wouldn't say run out to theaters to see it because while it is a good movie, I would wait until we got to a streaming service where you could watch it at home because like I said, it's not a long movie and I really don't think it's big screen worthy unless you just really like seeing these types of films on a big screen with surround sound and all that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today. This was a quick video. Uh, I will see you in the next one.